Hey, let's get this stream started by booting Fallout 4. There we go. And if you're wondering about why I test, my chat viewer said derp, it's because, well, I was preparing the stream, putting a thumbnail on, changing the description, etc., etc. And then I came to the realization that I had completely forgotten to plug my microphone in. So that was a sort of a last-second rush. Now, I might as well show what's in the Creation Club this week. Remember, it changes about... I think it goes midday America time every Thursday. Because I know whenever I go in on Thursday night it's always there, but I might as well just show it off while it's here. Nothing much this week. More limited time bundles, which are a complete waste of space if you own anything in them, because they're not worth it. Already got that on the discount price, and Camo Pit Boys, because notice it does not say owned next to those. That is because when it comes to Pit Boy skins, my interest in them is nil. I've got the chrome one and I've got the black one because I might actually use those, but these hideous camo ones, they don't fit with anything else, and they just don't work. The chrome one could work with, say, the polished metal armour. The black one actually works quite nicely with the Brotherhood paint jobs. But other than that, they're not very good at all. Why the hell was I near Bunker Hill? Why was I near Bunker Hill? I'm trying to remember why I was. This is also, just a heads up, this will be the last Fallout 4 stream for until the beginning of September, pretty much. I just can't make them. I can't guarantee that I'll even be able to make any streams during summer. I should be able to make some, but they'll be random as to which one it is. If it's particularly random, it will probably be a TF2 live stream, so there's all that. So it's hard to say if I'll be able to make any at all during summer, so could be worse, could be an American summer holiday, which goes on for months, unnecessarily so. So at least a British summer holiday only lasts 6 weeks. Basically, from the last stream will be on July 20th. Oh, bro, that's fine. You're all using the correct weapons, that's good. Actually, let's see. Let's just come back here. Come back here.
I hope I live long enough.
Oh, is that? They aren't some horrible stockless abomination, are they? They look like stockless abominations. As a point of reference, those stockless abominations will no longer show up for Brotherhood laser rifles. Oh yes, dampening rods, that was what I was going to get. And then I'll go to Graygarden on the way back, so I'm sure I have to go near there. Nope, sorry, ponytail. Yeah, it's something you never see in games, but with a real ponytail, you have to keep sort of holding it in two pieces, pulling it apart to make sure the bobble seats properly. It's kind of a nuisance. Especially when your bobble's getting old and the elasticity in them has just gone. Also, wait a second. He's supposed to move. For some reason, I don't know why, but these simps never stop spawning. I don't know why, but they never actually stop spawning. It's quite unusual. And the unofficial patch doesn't fix it. It's at least to my knowledge. Oh yeah, pistols disarm because pistols OP. Like seriously, if you're gonna use one weapon, have a long-barreled laser pistol. If this is vanilla, You know, this is stronger in my game. In vanilla, the regular laser's better. But have a long-barreled piss. Oh shit! That's a Deathclaw. Wait, is that just a random Deathclaw? Wait, it's a Deathclaw and it's a Matriarch, so where's the jolly fat man? I have to give my fat man a silly name. Oh, it's on top of a building. Or is that a big rock? No, it's a rock. Where is it? Oh, crit mini nuke. If it survived that, I'd be concerned. Mainly because a crit mini nuke will kill pretty much anything in one hit. I'm not kidding. No amount of resists. Nothing stops crit damage. Nothing. Crit damage is scripted damage. You cannot bypass it. For example, if you use... you can kill Coulter without actually having to use the squirt gun. Why? Because crits are overpowered as fuck. Oh my sweet goddess, has it actually caught some? That explains the Deathclaw. You know what? Am I actually in settlement boundaries? Apparently so. Assigned to defense? And he has a shitty pipe pistol. I think not. Now, I do hope I built those beta wave tuners because I think I've actually caught a Death. Okay, now I've got to figure out where I put the button to these things. Okay, so if the cages are there, Deathclaws can't go through gates, but companions can't shut them either. No, I'm not kidding. Companions really cannot shut gates. They have a... If you've ever tried building a settlement with a companion nearby, just know that they actually just go through gates willy-nilly. They don't pay attention to anything. Is the bar equipped? Oh god, what kind of settler doesn't auto go to the bar? Now, where is the power button to let the Deathclaws out? Actually, yes, there it is. Just making sure that's dire. I didn't. Oh shit. Ah shit. That was a bad idea. I accidentally turned the generator off. Oops. And now there's like 15 Deathclaw. Oh dear. That's not good. Just let the really overpowered turrets take care of them. It's only glowing ones. I don't like glowing ones anyway. Okay, so there's 2 dead glowing ones. So what's the other? Okay, so there's 2 dead glowing ones, but what's the other third one? Must have been a red alpha. As far as that went down so fast. We're done with that. Oh well. I only have to repair these. And hope the next 500 hours they actually bother working. Next time I shouldn't cock up and press the bloody generator button instead. It's the first time I've actually caught anything in a long time, and of course it refuses to go. Why is the 2 random ghoul settlers just walking down the road? Are they a random encounter, or did they leg it from the settlement? I don't know. I never can tell with settlers, their behaviour's a bit odd. And sometimes they just outright refuse to be assigned to something, like they won't go to it. You know, your companions prove that the nav meshing works, because they can wander around in there. Oh dear. Now, I think resurrect gives them the problem. Nope, it has to be recycle actor. Oh dear. And then sometimes you have to. Then you have to. Oh! He's got his fucking useless pistol back! Oh! Actually, let's try something. Yeah. Okay, leave him in that state, and by the time I come back to him, I'm sure he'll re-equip himself. That little pistol should not be there. You've looted that, so I don't know what your weapon state is. And your power armor, so I daren't touch you. Because you don't. There is one simple rule, and that is you do not mess with anything power armor. Power armor and vertebrates are a no-go zone. They are fucking arcane how they are dealt with. Armor's actually quite simple now. I've figured out how it's dealt with. It's a collection of keywords and leveled lists. It's actually quite simple now. I know what it is. Armor's fantastically simple once you real. Well, it's not fantastically simple. A moron couldn't, a monkey couldn't understand it. But if you got even the slightest clue with modding, it's actually surprisingly simple. It's not as difficult as it looks. It looks bloody ridiculous, but in reality, it's actually quite easy. The only problem with it is, the Brotherhood NPCs, for example. People, you wonder, okay, I can't spawn Brotherhood armor with console commands. Well, actually, you can. What you have to do is you have to give him. You have to add item to Brotherhood level list, which includes the keyword. If you don't, you just get the regular combat armor in a completely randomized state, which is completely useless to everyone. That's pretty much what raiders were. The only problem with it is you do have to make stuck in a tiny little hole again. Is you have to make edits to the base entry of the weapon. For example, to put the weapon skins. For example, to put Atom Cat skins on this, for example, is you have to, first of all, went the wrong way anyway, is you have to modify the base weapon and its combinations. So you say, for example, actually no, we'll use Brotherhood combat armor, for example. That's vanilla because it's already there. Okay. But you use the Brotherhood combat armor as a vanilla example. You have to take. That's not a rod. That's a coil. But to make it, you have to. Basically, there's two components. There's a leveled list that contains combat armor and keyword. The keyword and whatever combat armor you want. For example, arms, legs, helmet. Hello, Purple Teeth Studios. So once you've got that level list set up, so if temp, oh, thank you for subscribing. If I believe the keyword is if temp material OB or something. It's really old, the Brotherhood one. But once you've got that, then you go into the base item, which would be the 5 bits of combat armor, because armor takes fucking forever. I'm not kidding. It really was tedious. But nope, defended your checkpoint. But once you've done that, you then got to. Well, I'm not seeing a minigun Gatling laser, so at least it's not one of my super courses there, so that's a good thing. But once you've got. I'm going off on a tangent again. But once you've got the armor, the leveled list set up, to basically give a keyword and a piece of armor, then you can move on to the actually editing the armor. So you got to go in, you got to create an entry that says if temp key, if keyword, I think it's all they're all temp. If TMP for it in temp. Nah, it's not super course, which I need regular course, also which is shit. Apparently something broke my leg. What's a bloody racket? No, don't strike this. Where's the zip? Oh, it's in the trailer. But wouldn't you? What's a bloody racket? Okay, the machine gun's got stuck on again. But something else has got stuck on. Okay, we're just going to ignore that. Back to the how would I call armor work. Now you got to make an entry in the armor. So there's for armor, there's only 3 combinations you have: light, medium, heavy. Light is a keyword. Medium's a keyword. Heavy's a keyword. Yeah, once you've got that, once you've got those 3 keywords, it becomes fantastically simple. It's you.
Hey, this is what this one's got a death.
You don't want to. Oh, that bloody machine gun racket! It's driving me mad.
Hancock.
I think I ever doubted you.
Can we just...
Hey, can we talk later?
Oh yeah, sure. Later.
Oh, I can't even... What's the point around that fucking option if it doesn't let you go into the normal menu?
Oh yeah? What
Its stupid guns got stuck in noise.
I thought I'd see you picking your teeth.
Right.
It's just real rare these days.
Yeah. I just want to take that fucking gun off you so it stops making a racket.
Diamond City. Before McDonough took over, it was a little stricter.
Oh god. Anyway, once you've got the 3 armor setups, then you have to make the ones for each the Brotherhood variant, any painted there. Which basically, instead of the combinations keywords, instead of having just if light, if heavy, if random, it has if heavy, then you have and if Brotherhood, then you can have it.
Why did McDonough campaign again?
Because he thought he could win. There'd always been a pretty clear divide. I'm not convinced they didn't do it. I remember storming into his office and
Right.
he was just standing there, staring out the window. I did it, John. It's finally mine. Should have killed him right there, but I don't think it would have changed anything. He said he couldn't. He had nothing against the ghouls. He was just very proud. And then he smiled. That hideous fucking mile-long smile. Never smiled like that when we were kids.
Basically, that's Hancock saying that he was that's when he got replaced by a synth.
Wait, what do you mean you didn't recognize him?
I don't know, it just didn't seem like the guy. I guess that all makes sense now. I mean, he took the Institute. But honestly, I think I'm more angry. I mean, what was the guy I grew up with? You know, a piece of trash who gave the schools the boot? Exactly, since making a place of the city. Have I been hating the guy all these years for nothing? At the time, though, I just couldn't wait to get...
Of all the things I've seen since leaving the vault, this seems almost...
Oh god, that machine gun noise is driving me mad!
I still wasn't a ghoul at this point, so I didn't have... I'd been sneaking off the good neighbor for years. I managed to track down a couple of the families, lead them there. I brought them food for a couple of weeks. Folks in Diamond City signed their death warrants. I was the only one who saw... Still feel that way. I know I run my mouth, but...
Yeah, shut up. I just want to take your fucking gun off you.
You're not going to stop.
Hey, everyone. Well, thanks for hearing.
No, it's definitely coming from him. Let's take that bloody pack rifle off you. Nope.
Hey,
Take this. You're gonna need it.
And I can't get into trade chat with him because apparently companions don't like it. Oh, that fucking machine gun noise is driving. I'm having to fast travel. I'm driven mad by that bloody bloody racket. Oh, I hate when the guns do that. Just occasionally, the sound of a machine gun firing just gets stuck, and it's just it's just annoying. Never a minigun. It's always just a machine gun. It's always a regular machine gun. And it's always that same sort of arty one. And it's just, whenever it goes off, it's just infuriating. Might as well go back to the sub and get my nukes. Oh! Oh, someone resets that bridge. At least part of it. Without the car bombs, it's nowhere near as dangerous. Oh no! Lead bug. Oh, it's dead. Oh, there's only a hatchling that explains it. You know, I was looking through the... what they call now? Location lists that basically determine what level each location is. And it turns out, the reason you see so much weak shit...
Not bad, boss. Keep it up.
...is that... a lot of the world doesn't have location data, it's just no zone. That's actually what it's called. The file entry was called as no zone. Basically, there's no encounter zone for it, so that's just a default. And it's... the minimum level for that is 0 and the max scaling is 0. A lot of zones have really low caps, like a 4-level difference. And the max those zones ever go up to is like 45. So 50 is like the max level you ever encounter anything that isn't in a no-zone zone. And if it's in a no-zone, well, likelihood is that it will just be really, really low level. And the glowing sea, the only location there is the crater. Because I was trying to make it so the glowing sea was legitimately dangerous rather than just being like loads of high chance for loads of low level crap. You know, it's not like, you know, because Fallout 4 is a bit weird. It says the further south you go, the more dangerous it gets, which is funny because most of the encounter zones down there are level 30. Like Natic Banks, that's 30. Most of it's minimum level 30, which means it's got a maximum level of about 34, 35. However, the highest level place was actually level 45, or it was actually up here. This little bit up here. Just this tiny little circle here near the Museum of Witchcraft. Just this tiny little area was the highest level. There was a Sandy Cove's Convalescent Home, which I believe is up here. But basically, that was the highest level area in Fallout 4. The Kingsport Lighthouse and the nuke base up, you know, the Children of Atom base up there. That is the highest level place in Fallout 4 vanilla. You know, that's guaranteed to be a higher level. Of course, no zones can be quite high level, can go up to anything. And no matter where you go, I can never find anything that isn't a Shaggy Yaogwai. You know, oh wait, no, sorry. Shaggy is the rare one that I can see occasionally. Fucking Stunted is the one you see all the fucking time. So few places have anything better than Stunted Yaogwai. And I don't know why. No, you know, nothing to see, nothing to see. Just 2 raiders up in a tower. Or gunners, it could be gunners. I know gunners and raiders sort of have a contested claim on this area. What are you shooting me with? Ah! Suppress revolver rifle. I thought I didn't recognise that sound. The Axis-made, homemade revolver is so much nicer than the pipe revolver. And I have seen it without the barrel as an NPC weapon, which is hilariously powerful. It for some reason has a no barrel option, which gives it an aiming circle about the size of the screen, and makes it hilariously overpowered in VATS, because VATS doesn't seem to make any relevance to the accuracy of the weapon, like none at all. Despite the fact that the weapon's got an aiming circle the size of a screen, it still manages to make a perfect shot at quite a range. And because of the massive damage increase it does, it's actually quite powerful. Now, of course, I found an enemy with one, and I was quite surprised to see it, because I didn't think the no barrel came. So I never thought any NPC, anyone was strange enough to stick that as the option, but apparently it is. I guess a chance of all barrels means all barrels. And it's going back to how the paint jobs are set up on armour. The double barrel shotgun was a case where they just didn't bother setting the combinations up. There's only one combination, default. All weapons have a default. Most weapons have two. Even the laser musket has two. Basically, it has an all and it has a default, which is basically standard. The double barrel only had default. I've set it up so it isn't default anymore. I've set the default to be basically the equivalent of the all option. No, wait, it did have the all option, but the all option was the exact same as the default. Like, they forgot to actually bother with it. So you could never find anything other than a short or no stock one. Okay, where do we get the fuel?
Where are you gonna get that?
Now that is the right question to ask. 200 years ago, I launched all of Yangtze's high-yield nuclear missiles, as ordered. For 200 years, I have...
Don't tell me you're going to the glowing sea.
That shame. So much fire, such bay, but one missile failed to launch.
Oh.
Must go down. Remove the warhead. Then bring it to me.
Okay. Why not you? You're the goof.
Why don't you get it?
Because I have different tasks. While you are getting warhead.
Considering it's radiated and you're a ghoul and you're kind of immune. Hancock, go get it.
There is danger. We shall.
We have a ghoul with you and you can't even send him to do irradiated tasks.
Worse. They do not harm me. But they will kill you. I cannot kill them. Still, they are my crew.
And so this is a little side quest that most people probably would never come across. Because there's only like two triggers. There's either a kid standing on a pier, which you probably won't notice. And then there's obviously swimming onto the Yangtze itself. Which, again, you're probably not going to come close to. It's kind of a hard place to find, and it's sort of unique. It would be a great place. It is a bit illogical, though, because he has nuclear cola on board. Yeah. And he also has, like, an American 10mm pistol rather than a Chinese pistol, because it couldn't be bothered to make a Chinese pistol. There was in Fallout 4's files a Chinese assault rifle. It's just, for some reason, it never actually got made. The model's there. It just never. It never just actually got made. It was quite. It looked just like the Fallout 3 one. The same sort of heavily stylized AK-47 look. Unlike the handmade rifle, which is a very AK. It's a very AK, the handmade one. It's one of these strange things that There's quite a bit of cut content for Fallout 4, which makes this less of an odd quest. You know, the fact that you have to swim to get to it, because there was more swimmy quests basically. There was the whole underwater vault that never really came to existence, which is a shame because that looked like a really interesting quest, and would have given Fallout 4 a much more distinct style from Fallout 3. You know, like a definitely more naval and nautical theme. Because it sort of has the nautical theme going, especially in Far Harbor, but doesn't really manage it elsewhere. Might as well take 3 shotgun shells. Oh, I'm not gonna. Wow, they all just piled on one spot. I lose rads faster than I'm gaining them, it's fine.
Here is the warhead.
No difficulty with the warhead, I trust.
What are you gonna do with the other missiles?
Nothing. That is what. No plans. They are small, tactical. Of no real
Basically, ship-to-ship weapons.
you must do. Head down to the reactor. Take dampening coil and warhead with you. First, insert the dampening coil. Carefully. Xiaoxin. Then, put warhead into the reactor. As you do that, I monitor power level.
Oh dear. Get radiated down.
Warhead in first. Do that. Swung. Death for you and me both.
Basically, sub goes boom. Oh, you know we've got to... You know what, let's save. And you just know that you have to stick the warhead in first.
The reactor will explode.
And I'm locked in place, I can't... you know, you just... you had to do it. You just know you did. It's one of those things that, you know, they actually had a little bit of custom dialogue for it. You know, it's just some... You know, it's just one of those things where you just had... You know you had to do it.
There.
I was not sure my beautiful Yangtze would hold together. But we did it. You are a capitalist. I know you expect payment.
America.
Instead, I would offer you service in exchange for your service. It is our way. Take these transponders. Each one acts as a homing signal for missile I can fire from my Yangtze. Only small, tactical. But you should still get as far away as possible.
Basically, basically a free mini nuke.
Then wait for Baozhang. Kabul.
I wish you a safe journey.
Many thanks. I look
I
forward.
say, I can't bring myself to kill this guy. I'm not an American. I don't subscribe to capitalism.
Farewell.
You know, it's not...
I must admit, I have met worse capitalists.
You know, I'm not American, so, like, the whole anti-communism sentiment isn't strong in me. And, to be honest, I'm not pro-capitalist either. I think capitalism's a very bad way to run a country. You know, communism's not a good way either, in that it's easily, you know, it's great in theory, but the human factor comes in. Capitalism isn't even good in theory, it's horrific in theory. It works only because that's how humans work anyway, because humans are greedy and selfish. And that's basically capitalism in a nutshell. Being greedy and selfish. Yeah, that's a disturbingly large propeller for a boat this size. Like, disturbingly large. You know, for a wooden boat that size, it doesn't need a propeller that big. That one just get... But when, like, the really, really massive ships have propellers that aren't, like, that big... Now, where is Graygarden? I never actually remember exactly where it is. I will stick a little marker on it. There we go. Level up time. Which useless perk do I pick? Why is that even a... never once. I mean, granted, the last rank pickpocket is just funny because it's the sort of strip you naked thing, but, you know, it's funny, but it's not really that useful. Oh yeah, I haven't built up machine guns because I don't use machine guns. That's pointless because, well, it's a Are you really that impatient that you can't wait 10 seconds? Yeah, that's really a thing. Obviously, bobby pins never break. There's so many of them. That's not a thing. Don't use chems. That's ridiculously good if you use chems because complete immunity from just 2 ranks of it. Although I don't think it works for all chems. I think some chems do bypass it for some reason. That's pointless. Reloading takes no action points in VATS because it takes none anyway. And then, you know, then it gives you a small action point boost, which is never a bad thing. I only get that that's ridiculous. That used to be broken before an official patch fixed it. In that basically you could hack them from pretty much any distance. And then they realised that people actually got that perk because of Automatron and they fixed it. Because clearly no one bothered with it before. There's so many like VAT-specific perks that don't really have any use. It's like, why would you want to knock down your target? That just makes life harder. You know, as a sniper, that's just harder. Basher does so little damage anyway. It is one of the few ways to get crits outside of VATS, though. Ricochet is pretty useful. What's funny is, luck is actually one of the best skill trees, as all of them are useful. That's less useful, but that's useful. That's universally useful. That's overpowered in VATS. I refuse to use it because it's so overpowered. That's useful. That's useful. Because critical damage is ridiculous anyway. You know, critical bank is pretty useful. You know, basically, luck is actually a really good... if you're going to max out a special, luck is actually the one I would go with. Because let's just go through each... let's just quickly go through each one. Strength, obviously, special stats don't matter. Punchy is specific build. Specific build. You know, up to rank, steady aim's alright. You know, so let's say up to here, most of these are useful. Strong back's useful if you got vanilla carry weight because it'll mainly because you can basically when you're over encumbered you can actually still move. You can't sprint, but you can run. It's actually quite useful, but that's useless. That's only useful if you're doing a really overpowered melee build, and to be honest, it's already overpowered without that. Like, the Blitz build, that's ridiculous. But that's pretty useless. You know, it's not that useful. So, let's see. So, strength you only need up to really up to 7. Penetrate is very useful, especially if you're a primarily VATS build, but it's... the word... random is how I would describe how it decides whether it can. That's useless. That's not that useful. The first rank's okay, but the rest is kind of pointless. Refractor's kind of pointless because like most energy weapons are quite weak, and the ones that aren't are the Gatling laser. It's rely on doing lots of low damage very, very fast, so it's completely useless. Night Person is awful. Explosives, amazing. That makes that and that combined make missile launcher retardedly overpowered. Obviously, that's an essential if you're ever going to go anywhere. That's a useful one, so you know what you're doing. Obviously, that's a useful one if you're using rifles. But so let's say about level 5 perception. Endurance, toughness I get because I can. Lead belly, but considering that that's a good one early on, but it becomes useless when you realise that there are so many ways of not only having it auto cleanse radiation but heal. You know, that's completely useless later on. That's an amazing one. That's great if you're going to use chems. That's essential if you're going to do any swimming. That's pointless. That's pointless because you start. Early on, amazing. Later on, kind of pointless. Cannibalism, vanilla is so weak and pointless that there's no point using it. Ghoulish is retardedly good. It is just radiation heals. So, a combination of solar power, ghoulish, and life giver basically make you immune to rads. Makes them so not a threat. But that requires level 10. It's about the only top grade one I would say is worth all the time and effort put into it. These are useless, because most of the time the enemies you really want to stop are the ones that are tougher than you, and you can't use it. That's useful if you got a companion, don't want to kill them by accident. That's an alcohol. What are the other benefits of that? Yeah, not the most useful. Settlement specific. Pretty useless. Only useful if you've got dog meat, and only dog meat. Only useful if you've got a companion or dog meat, because apparently no companion or dog meat. That's really overpowered if you've got no companion. But having a companion with a good base weapon, like having one of the robots from Automatron fully rigged is better than that. That's useful, it's more useful for women because it's against men, which are more common. But that's a useful one to have because it just makes killing a bit easier, and it's low grade as well. Charisma, I'd say, is probably the most useless tree. I mean, it is so it's the one I wouldn't bother with. It's the one I was, doing a vanilla build. That's the one I would suggest putting just 1 point into because it's like it's minimum because it's not worth it. That is just useless. Like, actually useless. I didn't even realise. Gain 2 perception. Or you could just put 2 points into that and not bother with useless shit that's Vans. It is a funny logo, though. Considering how many stim packs there are, that's pretty useless. It does make them ridiculously effective, as you can see. Makes them way too effective. That's helpful if you want to modify shit, that's essential. That's useful if you actually want to build anything vanilla, because otherwise you are never going to get that rare shit. That's useful if you want to build shit. That's pretty much chem specific. If you use chems, that's a good one. Assuming you want them to last longer. You might not want them to last longer. That's overpowered. Well, it used to be, now it's just kind of useless. But once you've got rank 1, the other ranks are just useless. And it's not really worth having, because you forget to use it most of the time. That's useless. It really is. Especially vanilla, where it doesn't even work properly. And Nerd Rage as well. Nerd Rage. You will never let your health go that low anyway. Agility is also a pretty pointless tree, really. Oh wait, no. Blitz. Blitz is the single most overpowered thing in any Fallout game. It is so broken. Unbelievably broken. Especially when you combine it with like all of this shit. You can do a massive shit hit storm. With all the other VATS buffs, you can do a massive melee shit storm with Blitz. It's that broken. That's stealthy. I've never found that useful because that, it's not, agility is basically VATS specific, and then these two. It's low, and to be honest, you're probably gonna have like 2 special in everything. It's just, you're probably going to. Looks a pretty decent one all around. And that's it, really. Ugh, that was tedious, I know. But that's basically summing up all the perks, so I never have to do it again. Oh, Glitchy Skelly is here. For some reason, that skeleton always T-poses, and I don't know why it's... A few of the others do, but that one always does it. Probably because it's right on the border of like, the laggiest part of Fallout 4, which is inner Boston. I am so dead, am I, Raider? Oh, my aim is horrific. Fuck you. Use a VATS cheap shot. That really is what VATS is for, is for make... You know, VATS is not for making long-range shots. It is for making short-range shots that are quite awkward against a speedy target. Or doing specific limb damage, which is not the most useful thing to do most of the time. Because legs decripple themselves, apparently. Oh no! Radical roaches. Tough radical roach. That's the toughest radical roach I've ever seen. I almost feel like vatsing it, but I didn't. Because I forgot, because I'm a ditz. I never know what I'm doing. You know! Grenade bouquet. I don't think you can actually survive a grenade bouquet unless you're in full power armor, because they are that powerful. Did I do the Cabbed House quest? Probably not. No, I probably didn't. I'll probably have to do that at some point. You know, I've sort of heard rumours of Fallout 76 having no factions. It doesn't really come as a surprise. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see if that really was the case, because it doesn't seem to... Well, there's no fucking humans, so... Why did people even think there would be? It doesn't come as a surprise. You know, I get the feeling that whatever kind of narrative is there is going to be really, really lacking and shit. Because they... You know... Oh, there's no... It's either going to be told by the dead or by humans. Not, you know... Oh, wait, no, there are no humans. Humans don't exist. Oh, that was tragic. You know, pipe shit rifle. Because only super mutants would be that badly equipped at this point. But I don't know why people expect it to have a narrative. I mean, it would be good if it did. It would make it a proper game, but... You know... Fallout 4 settlement system is a fun little distraction, but that's it. It is not the entire game. It cannot make an entire game. And that seems to be what Fallout 76 is doing, a multiplayer settlement mode. Like, that is not enough to make a whole game. Oh dear. I have never noticed these before. See, this is why the Beantown houses are so nice. They actually have shit in them that is unique, or semi-unique, and makes you actually want to explore and look around. You know, Fallout does tell a lot of story with its like environments and its holotapes and such, but it can't get by without some form of actual narrative. You know, as bad as the main quest is in Fallout 4, you know, a lot of people absolutely hate it. New Vegas' main quest is absolute shit, by the way. It's the... You know, Fallout 4's isn't good, but it's better than New Vegas'. New Vegas' main quest is so lacking and anticlimactic. The side quests are amazing, though. But it's still a case of it needs... Without the quests, they are enough... You know, there's something, but not enough to make a whole game out of it. And unfortunately, that seems to be what Fallout 76 is doing. You know, and when it starts life as basically as multiplayer mode for Fallout 4, you wonder why they put so much effort into making a new world for it. Because you can tell by the backlash that it was not a good idea. You know, the people who play people who like the Fallout brand don't care for multiplayer in general. At least in mass multiplayer anyway. A local, play it with your play it with 4 friends, local, four friends co-op. Yeah, that's fine, but no one wants to. People don't like other players. The fact that there's so much effort went into the bloody joke mods for it. And I said joke mods. There is more than one. There is not just one. There is not just a Fallout 76 joke mod as the random nuking and dickbag players. Players everywhere. It's not just for Fallout 4. That had a lot of effort put into it. Oh, it also removes all NPCs and replaces like key ones with robots. So it makes it just like Fallout 76 will be. And it... Yeah. But there's also one for New Vegas. Yeah. Someone did the same type of mod for New Vegas. Yeah. It is that popular. I'm sorry, but when a joke mod not just be no effort thing, but actually has effort put into it, it's clear that people don't care. They don't want it. I'm sure some people do, but it's not something if I worked at Bethesda, it's not something I would do with a Fallout brand. If I wanted to do a big multiplayer thing, I would do a big multiplayer thing with its own IP, not with Fallout. It's not the IP I would use. Same with Elder Scrolls Online. Is the people who play it aren't your typical Elder Scroll. I'd say a lot of the people who play it, more than half, are your typical MMO crowds. And from what I know, it's a pretty good MMO. The problem is, it's an MMO, not an Elder Scrolls game. And that's going to be the problem with Fallout 76. It's not going to be a Fallout game. But all of Fallout 4's flaws, it is still a Fallout game. It's still got the narrative, it's still got the dark humour, it's still got the factions. It's just not as well executed as the others. It sort of went a bit too light with the RPG elements.
Bring me some milk from Mr. Sleepy, and there'll be caps for your pocket. Off you go then.
Supervisor Brown?
Ready to hand over those milk fruits.
Of course.
Yeah.
Where I could get more giving them to a bloody vendor. I didn't even talk to you.
There's not even one person.
Oh, it's Fallout 76 land!
Robots are quite capable.
That's right, darling. We are entirely self-sufficient, with no need for human guidance. You see, there are 2 kinds.
It's Fallout 76 land! Except Fallout 76 will be even less personality. Only 3 of them can speak, the coloured ones. The standard paint Mr. Handies just beep.
Full of complex analysis and decision-making. Testament to the genius of our creator.
Not really! Other Mr. Handies can have their own personalities. Look at Codsworth, look at Curie.
Intuition and experience.
You misunderstand him, darling. He wanted only to know what a machine was truly capable of.
Yes, they do this on their own if you leave them long enough.
Were our creator's great passions, rivaled only by his love of television. Perhaps you've noticed that I possess a rather singular personality.
It could be done, but I doubt there will be a proper story in Fallout 76.
Modify a robot's pre-installed personality.
It really is nothing special.
Someone that talks like a femme fatale is still a tin can.
Some men know how to talk to a woman.
I don't...
Like you.
That comment doesn't make any... That reply doesn't make any sense. I am a woman talking to doing a hyphenated quote, woman, because it's a personality matrix, and one that's pre-programmed and seems pretty narrow. It's not like Curie or Codsworth, which are not as narrow. They've actually developed.
It's awful.
I don't get how turning the pumping station on will make a difference. Flowing scummy water is still scummy water.
My skin. This will never do.
You think you have skin?
Pose, darling.
You have a paint job.
Perhaps you could
It's actually in good condition. It's only got a few rust patches.
What do you need me to do?
Most of our water comes from the Old West. Be a dear and pay a visit, If you can get it working again.
Ugh. Something that really bothers me with the greenhouses is they never have fucking doors. I mean, there's a door right there, but they never have them. And what's really annoying is the doors are actually the... Yeah, that can make the shots of the torso easier than I can make the shots of the head. What's... It makes sense. What the f... Must be disciples. Yep. Don't know why it's disciples everywhere, I really don't. That's it there. You know, I will get Fallout 76, don't get me wrong, I do want to explore the world. You know, doesn't have Fallout 4's there's nothing to block your sightline issue. I mean, I can see Boston from here. I can see a long way, no matter which way I look. Even when I'm looking up bank, I can still see a long way, because there is nothing blocking your view. There's not... What the f... Did I just see a rad snag fall from the sky? I think I did. Yeah. A legendary rad stag just fell from the start. And the albino rad stag, when it blows up, turns into a regular rad stag. Who knew? Who knew? How weird. But, you know, I do want to explore the world. It does look very nice. I do want to fight a new ship, but I do feel like there will be absolutely nothing to do other than just explore brainlessly, because it doesn't look like there's anything. Oh shite! Do not, whatever you do, do not shoot them once they have them. Once they're down, because the nuke can still go off. Yeah, the nuke is still fully capable of going off. Okay, just make a note of this, because I'm convinced that this wasn't like this when I came out of the facility last time I did it to build Graygarden. Keep an eye, this road is submerged, isn't it? No, I don't know why my wake is miles ahead of me. Don't ask why, it's always been like that. But there is definitely a film of water on top of this road. So, go into the plant, and I'm convinced that it does go down. Because I swear I came out and there was a road, and I was thinking that wasn't there before. Now, where... Now, need to find... There, it is the elevator. I mean, is there anything in here worth having? There might be a bobblehead or a skill magazine, but I don't think there is. Oh, so only a machine gun one. It's funny how not a threat the machine gun turrets are. The laser turrets are ridiculous, but the machine gun turrets are kind of useless. Which is kind of the opposite of like Mr. Handy weapon, you know, the Mr. Handy type robot weapons, where the laser is pathetic and useless, while the machine gun is ridiculous. Oh, I might want to take that map marker away. Oh no! The button doesn't work! Oh no! I will have to go down the stairs! Gotta drain this room. Oh no! Oh fuck it. Shoot it low. And then cheap shot VATS to the head. Because VATS crits are broken. Woo! I think this is just taking me to that gen room. Yep. Thought so. I think I have to go across here, through here. I can't resist opening doors.
Nice.
Oh no! A machine gun turret! It is so non-threatening. I didn't even hit that, I missed. No. My looks are a pain in the arse to hit. You know what? Cheap shot! Absolutely impossible shots, and VATS crits always make the hit. As long as it's not projectile, in which case it always misses. If it's projectiles, just do not actually connect in VATS. But if it's not a projectile, or basically if it's a hit scan like a laser or a bullet, it will always connect on a crit. Always. It's one of those weird quirks of VATS. It's funny that VATS can miss like really easy shots, but if it like a range, but really does the impossible. It's kind of unusual. I like the lids. Call me anal, but that's the way I like it. And that's that facility pumped out. I don't know how it makes any difference. I mean, it's scummy water that's still scummy water, but it satisfies the robots. Maybe it's gone from like 500 parts per million to 499 parts per million, and that's within acceptable parameters. Who knows? Oh, loading elevator. Yeah, it definitely goes down, doesn't it? Because this was flooded before. Yes, because that sat on top of the water. And this was definitely underwater. It definitely goes down, doesn't it? Yeah, because this is all... yeah, it's definitely gone down. And now I can go back to Graygarden, and I can build my shit there. I tried to use funny fact. I'll show it when I get there. So I tried to rotate something, and I'll show you what I end up doing instead. Because when I rotated it, it rotates it along very strange angles, and doing it with console is a nightmare to try and figure out what angle it needs to be. You know, if you want a flat ramp, you know, trying to make a ramp basically, and I'll show you how I ended up doing it. But I've just got to do a little cleanup because there's always car patrol that you got to go on.
White.
Darling, so good to see you.
Oh, checkpoint's gone off.
That's right.
That's marvelous. Here, I'll ask Greenie to give you a disc.
Sure.
Now I simply...
Yeah. I've got a checkpoint to defend. Got to defend the checkpoint first. That's Brotherhood, so... Oh, Railroad of all things. Yeah, I don't... Even without my help, I don't think they stood a chance, somehow. Yeah, even without my help, they weren't exactly standing a chance, were they? You've got the old weapon, you've got an old weapon. Perfect, you can be reset.
They have liberated the Commonwealth. Our job is to
It's what happens when you get things mid-game. You got to basically recycle NPCs to make sure they get it. But there isn't much cleanup to do in Graygarden. It's actually quite handy. Yes, there's a few trees. I think I had to. Yes, got to strip this tree and strip this shit because I think this shit's in the way. You got to. This shit isn't in the way. This campfire I don't think was in the way. That pallet can go because it's just a bit crap. And by the looks of it... Oh, I do hope I didn't put it over the rails. You'll see it in a moment. Miscellaneous... Scroll... Link there. Oh, bloody hell, that's a long list. I think it's my newest settlement, so... Yep, Graygarden. I also, yeah, you just noticed a Covenant above, and they're thinking, like, what the fuck? I mean, Covenant isn't even a settlement site, is it? Yeah, it is a settlement site, it's... You basically cannot do anything in it, but it is a settlement site. Basically, all I did was replace the turrets, put a generator in and a settler beacon and a bit more food and water and a few beds, and that's about all I did. Because you actually cannot do anything else. There's more shit than I realised at Graygarden. Now, notice I'm looking up. Oh look, the shed's forming. Now that's where I tried to make a ramp. Notice this big opening. I ended up just using the roof pieces instead because I could not get the angle right. Well, I tried to do it. Instead of going flat like that, it sort of tilted to what it tilted up. It didn't remain flat, and it sort of tilted on like a weird diagonal angle, so it was sort of going like that. You know, so what one side was lower than the other, and it. Oh yeah, and the console, you can only set the angle. It was awful. It's not easy to use at all. And then you got to remember Bethesda XYZ is different than Reality XYZ, and then rotation determines XYZ, and it's all just a complete nightmare to try and figure it out. That nav meshing step doesn't matter, it really doesn't. Mr. Handies. Look! Doors! They took forever to place, by the way. They actually took forever to place. Green, get back in there. There it is. There must be. And there's enough for all of them. But these planters are actual things, and I get the distinct impression that they were supposed to be a workshop item. Because there's actually a few shack pieces that set up as workshop items. They have the workshop tag in the creation kit, but they've not actually got a recipe to build them. And you know, sort of a shack door that isn't a metal front. It's got a metal front rather than a wooden front. You can see it on a few buildings actually out in the Commonwealth, but this is a maintenance shack. I set it up as a maintenance shack. These are the only boxes I could find. Basically, the big doors are there so the robot workbench exists. Companions are just annoy me and open everything. There's a little converted greenhouse, which is where settlers can live. Look at that, carpets, finally! Thank you, Arcade Workshop, that I got for free. And because there was no tiled floor with the same foundation pattern, the toilet can be wood. And yes, there is no roof. So yes, that toilet will stink. And it will be... and if someone doesn't close the door, it still goes over. Get out of bloody... And this is why settlements and companions are not your friend. Then that's just that bit. Then there's a Slocum to Joe, because I thought Graygarden is a bit of a tourist spot. You watch the robots work. And there's a little Slocum's Joe outlet here as well. And I just happen to think this is the nicer looking Slocum's Joe colours. You know, sort of the yellow and the pink. And it just so happens that that's very much what the inspiration for Slocum's Joe was a similar colour scheme, I believe, of Dunkin' Donuts, which I believe was the Slocum's Joe's inspiration. Like, when I get a settler, I need to stick them there, but there's a donut. Let's make some donuts. You know, it's nice that they actually went through the... You knew I had to make it. The Skyrim sweet roll. The classic sweet roll. You just knew I had to make that. You knew that was the one I was going for. You can get an auto-closed door, but I try and avoid scripts, and I just don't think... The companion would still find a way to open it all the time. I say they just don't like going to where they're assigned. This is the prefab scaffold. Getting this in position was a bitch. As you can see, it sort of clips. It's... getting it... And then getting this ladder up was a nightmare as well. And yes, there is just enough headroom to walk through. You know, I set this up as like, settlers were here, you know, moved up here and made a little home for themselves. Completely oblivious of Graygarden. You know, sort of relying on Graygarden to supplement their tiny little garden plot. As a result, this is sort of all settler themed from here on up. Turrets I put up here to keep them out of the way. Because you need them to defend the area, because otherwise settlers will die, because I made them unessential. Also, no safety barriers up here. Oh, dear goddess, this was a pain in the ass. And this highlights what was wrong. Notice it doesn't actually rotate flatly, it does point up on one side, and that is the problem I had with the ramps. But I needed it because, while this rebar actually is solid, I just don't trust it. This is just a way to get up to the turrets. You know, more recently I'd like to make settlements where you could realistically service the turrets. And of course, this is a terrible site to defend because there is actually no angle from a good height that you can go that goes off this way. Also, I've heard there's a suit of power armor up here, so... And yes, Graygarden is... Graygarden's weird, and it's one of the few settlements that has a respectable height limit. Now, you can basically build upwards quite a distance. I mean, the fact that I can build a turret on top of there says that this might just be like one of the highest points you can build at. Relative to the ground, of course. Hangman's Alley needs it, but doesn't have it. Because otherwise you are never going to get that fucking artillery gun working. Because it does fire, and it just hits the walls. Let's see what That's funny. It's a fucking set of T-45. Yeah. I guess it must have spawned when I came through here the first time. And power armor frames don't reset, because if they did, you would lose them. You know what? Whee! I have to go the stupid way. I know where I'm going. Ferals! Super mutants! I believe the Ferals won! You know, Ferals! I believe the Ferals would have won, somehow. I don't think the super mutants are that good. I know where I'm going. Massachusetts, gravel to the sand. That's not where I was going, but we'll go up anyway, because we can. Also, what colour is this? It is green, isn't it? Oh, hello, Justlings. No problem. No problem. It happens. Falling asleep happens to anyone. Also, for some reason in the creation kit, this weird green painted everything is classed as blue. And then there's something that said it was blue and it was actually like a really obvious. And then there was like a green that was that. And then there's the green shirt, which is really obviously blue. It's really odd. No, it's down there, that's fine. I was very vaguely heading this direction anyway. Oh, Institute again. Nah, I'm not like level 80 or yet, am I? Come level 80, we might start seeing something a little more lethal in these encounters. You know, because I did put a level 80 sim courser in with a Gatling laser, and it just sort of destroys. It really does just destroy. Now, there is one thing I've got to do in Covenant, and that is this, because I don't think I actually did any shit in Covenant, did I? You know, I wasn't intending to go to Covenant, I just happened to be going past it. I know where I'm going. Oh, it's dead before I even had a chance for VATS to fire. While mute food, which can't be used for anything, it's basically food only. You gotta just eat it as it is. No, I don't think I bothered doing anything with Covenant. I don't even know if I claimed. Have I even claimed this? No, I haven't. That's good, that means I get to show it up, but I've got to disable the turrets first. You aren't allied to this settlement.
Well, hello.
Hello?
Well, hello, stranger. The name's Jacob, and I run this town. Glad you passed. You can use
I didn't pass the test. And you don't even have to pass the test. Sometimes if there's an attack nearby, they run out. And then there's actually... And then they actually open the gate for you, and you can come in.
Anytime. You might want to stay clear of Mr. Dan.
Thanks for the warning.
Just being a good, you have a good stay.
You know, it's probably why that... I guess this quest isn't as dead as I thought it was. Oh well. Yeah. You know what? Let's start Covenant's quest. Where's Mr. Dan? I thought this quest finished with the main quest, but first.
Hey, Deezer.
Deezer never goes hostile either. Ever.
I'll take some.
Enjoy.
It's not made from actual lemons, though. It's made from something else. Where's this Mr. Dan? I don't know if the quest is completed or not. And yes, this town does seem too friendly. To the point where it's just creepy and weird.
Welcome.
Hey there.
We don't tolerate violence.
Oh no! Oh, fucking nutters! They don't tolerate vulgarity. I don't think I'll be hit.
Because I'm busy and all.
Talia.
Oh, I heard about you. You're the stranger. I make things. Things for the store.
Yeah.
You sound pretty handy.
I don't want to be a burden. You're gonna like it here.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I already hate it.
Oh, weird.
it's too friendly. It's kind of creepy. It's, you know, that's sort of the point. Is it is creepy.
It's good to see a new face.
I'm not sure if Mr. Dan disappeared. I'm not sure if he did. Which means that you can't get it as a settlement. And yes, that is a micro radio.
I know it ain't always easy. We need to keep up the good. It's real quiet out here.
Hey, Swanson.
You again. In a couple. The door's open. We'll have more people passing.
Well, apparently E-Covenant still as broken as I thought it was, except it's not letting me have it as a settlement. Basically, all I did was replace the turrets with my turrets. Which, despite the fact that the Covenant turrets aren't hostile to me, they are hostile to the settlement turrets, weirdly. The settlement turrets sort of instantly destroy them out of on principle. And then you gotta sort of put them back. Yeah, I'm alright. Like this apocalypse day. Nice day, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, same in reality. It's actually not too bad today. Night was sweaty and horrible, but days up it so far been alright. Oh no! Mutants! Everyone's favourite wake-up call. Oops. Oops. Also, Waldemar Zalipsky. I will agree, you know, Country Roads, it's a good cover. It's a really nice cover. Oh dear. Simps. I can't believe I haven't been here. It's like right next to the Slocum's HQ, which I know I've been to. Oh. Fuck my bad accuracy. Oh, level 75. Boom. Also, if you're wondering why you see 45-70 rounds and 45 rounds on a sim, it's because of my somewhat guerrilla-style way of adding them to the... I basically wanted to make the level list entries as low impact as possible before I realised about the script. It sort of adds them to the level lists, because otherwise you never actually find any 45-70 rounds. Oh no, super mutants. A little bit of advanced fighting there. Basically, you can reload cancel at a certain point by bashing. You know what, Ghoul? You die now. Oh, it didn't just turn it, it made it hostile to its friends. Oh, it's so nice having a feral on your side. Look at it. So innocent. Oh, shit. It's missing an arm, but it's valiantly trying. I did see one that was standing up with one leg. It really was valiantly trying. Oh, you're in Slocum's Joe HQI. What the f... Oh, pack prisoner, because pack of slavers, yeah. Level 69. Oh, that has to be intentional on the pack. You know, it would fit the pack style. That or all multiples of 9, one of the two. Shoot you in the butt.
Yeah?
I'm not going to be prisoner for much longer. Oh, hide in the bush, why don't... And VATS misses at point blank range. Of course it does. No. Champion needs refreshing. For some reason, if it's... Just a word of advice, if a stream ever hangs, just reload the page. And it will continue fine. It's just something that happens.
Yes?
Run along, boys! You're free now!
Yes?
Oh, that's you wearing a nice shirt. Shame, I don't like ruining such cute shirts. No, but I wasn't even planning to make a diversion here. I just happened to be running. Don't tell me that! Nah, it's just... I was thinking that maybe over encumbered for some reason. Turns out it wasn't pressing Q hard enough. Q is what I have my sprint key bound to. I don't know where what game it came from, but I've never had it on anything else since. It may have been Half-Life. It may. I don't know where it came from, but Q has always been my sprint button. Talking about sprint, get sprinters stuff. Having a full set of sprinter stuff just makes you ridiculously fast. In fact, it makes you spazzy fast. Like your animations go ridiculously fast, it just looks awful. Now, do I have the settlement? I don't know. That looks like Salga's Ironworks. This Salga's Ironworks. The Slogger captured Finch Farm. Yes, I do have it, so which means it. I know I have Finch Farm, but what about you? What about the other farm that's up here? Green Top. No, I don't. Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. A fad. You know, it's a fad that's a sort of. At least it's shut up. You know, at least the internet shut up about it. You know, it stopped being such an obnoxious fad. No, the new obnoxious fad is Fortnite, which is basically a more colourful clone of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and it's just... That is just annoying. I want that fad to die a painful death. Quick, but painful. Oh no! Simps! Again! Oh no, not a Corsa! As long as it's not an X6 series Corsa, it's fine. Institute are so badly equipped that they are just a joke almost. Yeah, they are so badly equipped it's almost a joke. Oh. It's it must blow up. Which bit of it? Don't stop rolling away! It rolled all the way to the river. Impressive. Settler. This isn't mine. This isn't the settlement I was looking for. What the fuck's... There's Green Top over there. Why the hell did I come to break our banks? Which can respawn, but hasn't respawned. Weird. Do. The problem is, again, greenhouse, no doors.
One thing you should know, stranger. Don't mess with that old insane asylum. Even the raiders know better. You hear about that farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
Fuck it. Sometimes you just have to use your crits. Because Vats can't make a shot to save its life. Into someone to just keep farting. Oh.
Glad to see you. We could really use a hand.
Great, what's troubling you from halfway across the Commonwealth?
Pack of feral ghouls is
Not a problem.
it'll be good not to have to keep an eye.
You are kidding me. That's actually relatively close. That can't be right. That actually can't be right. Oh, it's the pack. If only I had my defences set up and claimed this settlement. Sometimes you just gotta cheat with that. Where are you, you little turd? Oh, yeah, didn't have a crit, derp. There, now you die. It's funny how the Packer actually probably knows, out of all of the Nuka World gangs, the Pack is probably the best armed one, just because they have the automatics. It's kind of funny, in that, and the Disciples are probably the worst armed, because they have these. They have 4.4 pistols rather than all automatic weapons, which basically means that the Pack are the best equipped for some bizarre reason. The Operators have them all in sniper rifle config, the Disciples have them all in semi-auto config, the Pack always have them in full auto. Which means the Pack ones are usually a lot better equipped. Oh, National Guard training ground. Oh, that's where the sentry bot died. You see, it's still here. So you gotta do the monk. Gotta cross the monkey. So first of all, you gotta do your step through the. Let's see, you gotta step through the stupid tires. Then you gotta do go across the monkey bars, crawl through the tunnel, get completely stuck if you're anything except tiny, climb over this wall, and then run to the end. Typical assault course. At least American assault course. I don't think anyone else bothers with these weird tires. Whole, step through the tires thing. I think that's a very American thing. Turrets. Mark 1 turrets, so they're not even like a threat to anyone. The mines haven't come back, so at least someone hasn't remined this place. Stretch. Oh, I got a password apparently. That's weird, I didn't think I got that. Unless another settlement wanted me to clear this place out for them, which seems to be the case. Where? Also, if you want, like, when it comes to companions, in Fallout 4, the worst companion to have is Preston Garvey. Vanilla, his weapon is piss weak, and even if you give it like even if you buffed his laser musket up, which I have, I basically, you know, his is just a flat. His special one is a flat. His companion one's a flat buff. It's just been, you know, it's a flat buff that's been. Basically, it does 70, like 4 cranks worth of base damage rather than just 1 crank. But even then, even if you give him a good one and have it do massive damage, he misses very often if he can be asked to fire in the first place. Most of the time he just stands there looking like an idiot, carrying it in his sort of heroic pose. He just stands there with it, he doesn't actually shoot anything with it. He's really... The AI for pressing go is really bad. Like, really bad. One of the... I think the best equipped companions that obviously aren't the robots. The best equipped ones will be X6 and Curie and Dance, because they have actually have good weapons.
No more Curie, and suddenly all this excitement we do. There is an element of something new. What if my arm is blown off? It is not so simple to repair this now.
This is what you signed up for.
But I had no idea how different this would be.
You study humans all your life and you still don't know how crap they are.
Just bear with me. I am sure my research will blossom with this magnificent new hardware.
Yes. I don't think Curie realised how crappy humans are. They are sort of crap. That's kind of humans. That's humans in a nutshell. We are frail. We are weak. There's only really... Compared to every other animal, humans are frail, they are weak, they are slow. There's only one thing humans excel at, and that is thinking. The brain is the bit where the humans actually excel. You know, humans... And dexterity, they're very good with dexterity, humans. But when it comes to survival... If without tools, a human is completely useless. It'll freeze to death. It'll boil to death because it can't take temperatures, because it can't sweat fast enough. It's in a fight, it will nearly always lose because it's so weak. Humans are not, you know, they've developed over the years to be a creator of tools and thinking of ways around problems. Car patrol. First task for any settlement site is car patrol.
Clear out those ghouls.
Took care of those ghouls that were giving you...
Actually, nearby, they may have realistically come this far.
Friend, feel free to use our workshop, and...
I think these two have unique voices. This is meant to be more than like a crappy settlement site. Also, tyre piles. They always have to go. Tyre piles disgust me. Rubber rots down to nothing. At least it remembered where it was on the list. Import settlement. Green top, green top, green top, green top. It's a relatively new one, I think. Yeah, Minerva, that's a relatively new one. Again, this is one of those terrible settlement sites in that you basically don't have much space to build your shit. Because there's 2 buildings, both of which aren't scrappable or really do anything with them. Oh crap, I forgot to remove all the tables inside. Oh well. Something to look forward to when we come back here is cleaning up the mess. Because the nuking tool only nukes shit that you can build, even if you tell it to destroy everything. And then, when it doesn't, it nukes the fucking radio transmitter in the castle and fucks everything. It's so odd the way it decides what it nukes and what it doesn't. I don't know why it's so odd with its choice. But for some reason, it's really odd with its choices when it comes to nuking things. I don't know why, but it is. Not the best defended settlement, that's why it's got a big wall. Yeah, it's not got as many guns. It doesn't have many places to put them. Again, this you can tell this is one of my newer ones because I put ways to actually maintain the guns, even though the lasers and wouldn't really need anything other than a constant power source. So there we go. That's got all the. That's one settlement successfully built, and look, there's holes in these, and yet I'm not falling through because you're clearly not meant to go on the roof of this place. Whee. Well, let's continue off where I was going before. Yeah, there's not much at that settlement. I basically built a supply shed at the very border in the wall, and that little shack, you know, the residential shack for workers, and put some beds inside the house. That's about it, really. It wasn't a particularly impressive settlement site. The Insane Asylum's the main dungeon of the Cabot House quest, so nothing really much, no point really going there. The main place to start is at, I believe, Bunker Hill. Or a random encounter. I think Deegan shows up in a random encounter as well. It's just one of those quests that it's, you know, a lot of it takes place up here. It's just,
Trespassing on private property. Better move along, or else.
I was just going through. Ooh.
This is private property.
It's one of the more interesting. What was what in the background, just Salinas? Where? What place? That's an Insane Asylum. There's probably a bloke fly. Pridwin. There might have been a Linwood Tower. That's nearby, I think. Or at least it. There's a gunner base up there. Nothing if not subtle. They're kind of very unsubtle. I hear miniguns. Means one. Oh yeah, it's my raider base. Oh, it's an albino Deathclaw. Oh shit. Run. Run away! It's coming after me. I'm not the one shooting it, but it's coming after me. Overpowered missile launcher, go! And the Deathclaw is... It's funny how Bethesda's always had an involvement with Doom. It's kind of odd. Like, the original Doom was published by Bethesda. It was made by id, but it was published by Bethesda. And it's kind of one of those odd little quirks. And now Bethesda sort of owns it, so... Where are you, little gunner? In this rickety-ass base. Where is he? Oh. It's something much more evil. Where is he? Oh, it's fucking cloaked, isn't it? The one enemy where you don't go for the head. Nasty evil things, those. They really are something you don't want to mess with. Fallout 4 actually has 2 paranormal quests. Cabot House quest is paranormal, well, sci-fi paranormal, but still sort of unnatural. And then there's Where I'm Heading, the Dunwich Borers, and if the name's any indication, you know what it's going. There's some shit going on down there. You know, it's not like the Point Lookout. One of the Point Lookout quests in Fallout 3 had a similar theme. That's actually what I was trying. Oh, I cannot. Oh, I've overshot it. Oh dear. Where? Oh, it's right there. Oopsie. I didn't realise I marked it on my map before. Oops. I should have known by going past Coastal Cottage I'd gone too far, but I don't pay that much attention, do I? The big question is, how the hell did I miss it? It's not exactly small. Also, apparently I'm under the effects of some drug. I don't even know what it is. I don't remember eating a drug. Or is it one of those things like that fucking brain fungus in New Vegas where it just lasts forever? I'm curious to see what I'm actually under the effects of. No, it doesn't actually tell me what it is. How useless. And then just all perks. There it is. Also, for some reason, any Radiant quest attached to Dunwich Borers points to this little nuclear marker, which is Hugo's Hole, for some reason. And when it's dungeons completed, it says completed at Hugo's Hole, which doesn't actually have a single enemy in it. Because it is basically just a dead raider and a holotype. Yeah, oh dear. Ill. And X6 massacred it. You know, I really should downgrade that minigun of hers. What the f... That's not the kind of shit I expected to see. But okay. Oh, am I? Who has the big shotgun? With a 50 cal round loaded into it? Because she's a nut job. No, it's Mark 7 turret. Boom. Whee! Oh, that's sickening. Oh no, just a double barrel. I have yet to find a single handmade shotgun, which makes me think that the script didn't work. The injector script. You know, I get the distinct impression that this script just didn't work. Make an impossible shot. Boom. That's what VATS is for. VATS is there solely to make impossible shots. Boom. Oh, you're on top of the thing, are you? I think something else killed it first.
Surely we can leave that behind.
Why is Curie the one making all the comments all of a sudden? She's not my first companion. First companion's normally the one that does all the talking. Stretch again. Oh no. Oh. Best trap ever. It's not even scattered. Like, there's no point going up there because that's the way out. Oh. Boom boom. Oh, no head explosion? Oh, so disappointing. So disappointing when you can't get a head boom. Read all the terminals and you discover that there's some weird shit going on down here. Pre-war. We're just going to grab what weird shit was, what they were doing, while under the influence of weird shit. I'm just going to go grab it. I love how Vats can make really impossible shots really easily, and fails at the simple shots. Wow, that's a fat raider. That is one fat raider. What do they do, like eat all the pies? Whee! Oh dear, I don't want to... Actually I do. Bang. Another fat raider. Why are there so many fatty raiders here? Whee! Again? Again, a butt-naked raider? I need to check what's going on with that leveled list, because that is... Because that's not the first one I've seen that's been raider boss that's been butt naked. You know, it's not the first one I've seen that's been butt naked. It shouldn't... Door... Place like this give Deathclaw nightmares. Yeah, probably. I mean... And this is your first sign that this really is some weird shit going on. Oh, I can never hit fucking barrels. Like, ever. So that's the first... If you don't read the terminals, that's the first time this place is not what it seems. You're getting flashbacks to the past. You know, a surefire sign that something's not right.
Big mistake.
This place is also really nasty when you don't have any weapon perks. You're going in at about level 30, you're out of good ammo, and all you've got left is 3.8 ammo. Oh. Yeah, and it's actually the one place I've actually ran out of stim packs on a low level character going through when she really shouldn't. Ugh. What the f... Carving something. And then tied up sacrifices. And one of... don't know which man... I think I overshot.
Tim, good job on keeping things under wraps. I've taken your advice and have asked the other project managers to meet you at Station 4. Stall them if they arrive before we get there. They haven't been told anything. We are very close to accomplishing our goal. Please be patient. You will be rewarded in time.
And this is one of... Like, what the hell? Yeah, this is definitely different. What's odd is this is clearly a very, very old place. An old sacrificial altar almost. But there's 2 mini nukes there. Along with this. Very nasty blade. A truly unique weapon. Of spooky origins. This is also a place where you can, if you jump in with power armor, that power armor suit is lost forever. It is not coming out. Ever. You know,
bad vibes from this place. We shouldn't be.
You know, no one says this is a good place to be.
Yeah, we should get the heck out of here. Now.
McCready has multiple lines about it, it seems. You know, there's something not right here. And it's one of the more interesting locations as a result of that. You know, sort of nature is somewhere odd and evil, even. You think I don't notice your feral? Really? You think I didn't notice you hiding there? Dead raider with a lantern. Because apparently torches are extinct. You know, if you read all the backstory thing, you know, all the terminals and shit here, you get a much better, you get a much better clue of all the sort of weird shit going on down here. And of course there's the constant earthquakes, which is weird. Don't know why I press the elevator, I really don't. Of course I'm not going to spoil everything. Read it at terminals, read all the hard takes for yourself.
What is it? I owe you so very much, and I do not mean to sound ungrateful, but I fear I am barely holding myself together.
Get to the point.
I'm trying. It is hard. At first it was a struggle just to master basic functioning. How to brush the teeth, how to operate with only 2 hands.
But is a saw blade really a hand?
How do you do everything with this whirlwind in the head?
I prioritize and tackle what.
Now I ramble about anything.
That's helpful.
Mine's like a shotgun, it just occasionally it hits its mark.
But for me,
it typically hits its mark, but it does hit us a lot of other random shit in the process.
And the inspiration was as elusive as ever. I fear I
You created a cure to everything and you don't think you contribute anything.
Hey, your life is a gift. Start appreciating it.
I am trying. Believe me, I am. The saving grace in all of this is you. As a robot, I had much appreciation for you.
Oh dear.
Now I do this because I want to. Because you are my friend.
What do you think a friend is?
No, I think that's something else.
Desire to help and make happy. Someone you respect. It is hard to say my feelings about you.
We've got a job to do, so let's keep it professional.
I cannot change how I feel. I must cut it short. My eyes, they are malfunctioning. Adieu.
You know, you'd think something that studied humans would know what crying is. Wouldn't you? You'd think.
So we're done with the gunners.
Definitely. With those two clowns taking a dirt nap, I'm pretty sure the gunners heard my message loud and clear. Couldn't have done it without your help. You stuck your neck out.
His language is a lot less foul now he's grown up.
I mean, things like that.
Cursing doesn't offend.
Cursing doesn't offend me, you know.
I didn't think it did. It's not about you, it's about a promise I made. When I left the capital wasteland, I didn't just leave little Lamb.
Because he was one foul-mouthed kid.
I had a beautiful wife named Lucy, and a son we named Duncan. He's the one I made my promise to.
Like the only normal named person in all of Lamplight, and a horrible place that it is.
Guy who shoots people for a living.
You must have had a good reason to leave them behind.
That's what I keep telling myself. My son, he's sick. I don't know what's wrong with him. One day he's playing out in the fields behind our farm. The next he took a fever and these blue boils popped up all over his body.
Ew.
Last I saw him, he's almost 2 weeks. Honestly,
Maybe you should find a doctor.
every doctor I've talked to is worthless. I don't need them.
You ask the Brotherhood, they'd probably know.
They've done so much for me. I feel horrible asking for more. But if you're willing to...
Of course I'll help.
I was hoping you'd say that. A few months before we met, I bumped into a guy named Sinclair who claimed his buddy caught some kind of disease. I thought he was wasting my time until he said his partner broke out in blue boils. They dug up information about a cure at a place called MedTech Research. They even managed it. Unfortunately, Sinclair's buddy...
Oh no. Oh, MedTech.
MedTech has to be the place.
MedTech does some shady shit, so yeah.
Don't give up hope.
Thanks, partner. I'll put MedTech Research on your mind. When you're ready, take us out there.
McCready actually has one of the longest companion quests, I think. He actually has quite a lot of shit in his companion quests, which is odd because most companion quests have nothing.
I swear.
Nick Valentine is a proper one. Curie has a bit of something. But McCready actually has you go do shit. But I have just ran out of time, so I'm going to just get out into the light and save up. That's the end of the stream. Thank you for watching. Subscribe or donate if you want. Donation links in the description as per usual, as is a list of all past live streams. That is the end of the stream. And this will be the last Fallout 4 stream for a while. You know, 5th of September, it's that week. Might be able to get a Fallout 4 stream in. You know, and then they'll resume as normal until Christmas. God, I see exit saves taking forever. But that's the end of the stream. There will be a Skyrim stream this week. There will be a New Vegas stream this week. You know, I'm going on holiday like a couple of hours later after that stream's finished. You know, I'm not kidding. As pretty much as soon as the Fallout New Vegas stream is done, I'm going on holiday. So, you know, my little long weekend, because I don't like anything longer. And it's a British holiday, because I don't like long-haul flights. And to be honest, most foreign holidays just dump you in a tourist trap, which is just... ugh. Tourist traps are horrible. Anyway, that's the end of the stream. Goodbye!